Hey, what's up, good people? How you doing? Welcome back to Stock Up with Larry Jones. Listen, hit the like, subscribe, notification bell. Go hit it right now. If you're new, make sure that notification bell is selected to all. Listen, there's a lot that I want to cover in a short period of time. But first, I want to tell you guys that the Stock Squad, that is Stock Mo, Keenan Grace, and Stocks with Josh and myself will be live tonight. Okay, that's live tonight, 7 Eastern time. So for those of you that are in Chicago, that'll be 6 o'clock. For those of you that are in LA, that'll be 4 o'clock. So 4 o'clock LA, Chicago 6, and then New York Eastern Standard Time will be 7. All right, make sure that if you did not take advantage of this, make sure you do 16 free stock. This will be the third link below. This is Moo, right? And with a $100 deposit, you're going to get 5 free stock. A lot of people have been asking, what about Mara, like my good friend Zip Traders say, Mara, lovely Mara. Well, Josh and I was talking about Mara yesterday, and we believe that Mara will pull back in the $5 range here soon. So that's why I'm kind of waiting. For those of you that's going to follow my crypto mining companies, make sure you download Moo and just have your cash in there. But right now, we're waiting on Mara and Riot, Clean Spark, or any crypto mining company. We're just going to choose 5. We're waiting on them to pull back a little bit more as Bitcoin pulls back a little also, right? So what else we want to talk about? We want to talk about what's going on in the market today, right? Let's see what else is going on in the market today. Let me see. I got a new window up. Let's see if that's out. There we go. We're looking at CNBC Live. We only have 25 minutes until closing bell. As you can see, the Dow just inched up a little bit. I am recording this in real time. Let's see what's going on. As you can see, the Dow here is a little different than the one you just saw. And the one you just saw is the one there we go. All right, as we can see, the Dow is pretty much flat, and then the S&P and Nasdaq are doing well. I mean, we've been going up, which is good, but I just kind of believe that there's going to be not a tanking, but I just believe that a pullback is in line. What else is going on? Stocks waver after inflation data surprises Fed minutes. Okay, stock market news today, of course. So what I want to do is I want you guys to listen to this data, which was a PPI that came out today. PPI, Producers Price Index, came out today, and tomorrow will be CPI, Consumer Price Index. It's usually the other way around. PPI normally comes out first, and then, CPI normally comes out first and then PPI, but there was a reversal. Let's see if we can go right into this and get this to play.
Well, all the Fed people who've been optimistic may be a little bit disappointed by the numbers that we get today. A 0.5% increase in PPI for final demand on a month-over-month basis. It's down from 0.7 in August. However, that is almost double what was anticipated. The core rate comes in up 0.3, which is 0.1 more than it was the prior month. And the super core for PPI, ex-food, energy, and trade services is up 0.2. That's a slight improvement. For final demand on the year-over-year basis, we're up 2.2%, which is unfortunate. We were 1.6% in August, so going the wrong way and back over 2%. Ex-food and energy, 2.7%. That's up 0.5 percentage point from the August number. And the ex-food, energy, and trade number comes in 2.8%. That is down from 0.3. So where we're seeing some improvement is in the retail and wholesale sales side, the trade figures, but the rest of the PPIs rather come in a little hot.
Are you surprised that there's not that big of a reaction, or is this pretty much typical because it wasn't that big of an upside surprise and because PPI isn't as significant as CPI?
I think that last line there, Lisa, that you just said is the most important thing in terms of the market, because the PPI doesn't necessarily lead the CPI in the way people might think, and the CPI is what everybody's been focused on. The interesting thing in this number is that we saw goods prices up 0.9, while services prices were only up 0.3. That's the second month in a row we've seen a big increase in goods prices. I don't know exactly what's pushing that up, but it is the opposite of the trend we had been seeing over the past 6 months or so. I think tomorrow everybody's going to be focused on the CPI, and if we get a different kind of result there, then markets might react a little bit more strongly.
There's also
So you heard that. The markets will probably react a little more strongly in the CPI, which is the consumer price report. For those of you that are new, PPI is producer's price index, all right? So that measures the rate of change in products produced, and CPI, consumer price report or consumer price index, is what measures the rate of change in goods and services that we consume, consumers, right? You do know that things have to be produced before they're consumed. So the producer's price kind of gives you a look into what's to come for the consumers. Now, so now there's some things. It was a little hot. It wasn't that bad. And it showed a few things. And one of the things was that the rate of pay increase has slowed down, though still up, right? And it still overall shows that inflation is actually cooling off, right? Not as much as we would like it to be, because it ticked up a little higher. So now, from here on out, I believe the gentleman said it, we're not going to have just a steady down tick in inflation, right? There's going to be periods where the inflation just does this, just like if you look at the S&P or the NASDAQ, you see that it is doing this. It's kind of stair-stepping. And that's what's happening with inflation. So the question is, when and will this last interest rate hike, I believe that we'll be in the clear after November. I believe that there's room for the Fed to go up one more time. And I believe that we need to keep an eye out, really, for the next FOMC meeting. And that would give us, I believe the next FOMC meeting will give us a clearer vision on what to expect for the remainder of the year. For those of you that are in the Patreon, you should have gotten stumped out of the play that we were in early this morning. You should have got stopped out, meaning your stop loss triggered, okay? In profit, all right? So the guys we're going to be on tonight, and if I can figure this out, we will be streaming live in the Patreon also. For those of you that don't have the Patreon, make sure you click the second link below. That's the Patreon, and over there you see the plays that the four of us have. Now, one of the things that I like about the Patreon is we are all significantly different in our trading. I am a psychology momentum trader, right? And that's what is fundamentally based. And then you got everybody else's around. You guys know that Josh is a charting guy, and you know everybody has their thing. You know, Keenan with the VIX and Mo with the bonds, and we just have collectively, I believe that we bring a lot to the table. Okay, so those are the things that I wanted to talk about. I'm going to keep this one short and to the point. As we could see here, let's see here. We got some breaking news happening. What's happening? September PPI again. I'm sorry. Let's listen for 1 second. Actually, this is. Let's get his spin
is up
on
a half of 1%. A half of 1%. That follows a yet unrevised up 0.7, which was the highest going all the way back in terms of month-over-month change to June of 22. Strip out the all-important food and energy component. We're up 0.3, a little hotter than the 0.2 we were expecting. Up 0.3 versus last month, up 0.2. But the previous month, July, was up 0.4%. Strip out food, trade, and energy, up 0.2 as expected, following up 0.3. Now, the year-over-year number.
kind of the same thing. I'm sorry. All right, kind of the same thing. That was from this morning. Sometimes he'll give you something a little different. He's very vocal and he'll just talk about what he thinks very, very strongly. He's very strongly opinionated, but sometimes he brings up good points, good people. All right. So remember to check out Moo, which will be the second link below. All right. The first link below will be Stock Up You. Learn and earn, okay? Quit jumping out of airplanes and not knowing how the parachute works. So make sure you take that class first for those of you that are new. Then you can join us over at the Stock Squad. And if you want to follow my crypto mining companies, then download Moo because that's where that portfolio will be. All right. So remember tonight, good people, I just wanted to come on really briefly and just hit you guys with what's going on. But we're going to discuss this entire market more in depth tonight. All right. So join us right here tonight. We got Stock Mo, Stocks with Josh, Keenan, Grace, and myself. We will be going live. All right. All right. So we're going to leave it right there. We love you guys. Live, love, laugh, and learn. We'll see you in a few hours.